Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. And today we're joined by Shia LaBeouf. He's an actor and performance artist with a pair of brand new films, the much buzzed about Peanut Butter Falcon, which hit theaters in August, and of course his semi-autobiographical story Honey Boy, coming to Amazon on November 8th. Shia LaBeouf, welcome to the show. Are you a hot sauce guy? Do you crank it? It's already there. Right. Cheers. Dabbing them all today. We'll see how long we can keep it up. So as we talked about in your intro, you have a pair of movies this fall, Honey Boy and Peanut Butter Falcon, both of which have considerably strong reviews, with some critics calling your performances career-defining. Do you see it that way, or are these just like the next projects to you? And then in a 2008 details profile, you said that you'll read every comment surrounding the movies, even the mean places. 10 years later, do you still have that same appetite for reading your own press? You'll remember that one out of the 100 that are positive. With no top, we'll probably get more precise with our pours as we go on, out of necessity. So I know that you grew up next to Dodger Stadium, you bleed blue, and there are few people more beloved by Dodger diehards than Vin Scully. So if you'll humor me, I want to hit you with a few classic Scullyisms. I'm just curious how you process them and whether or not they ring true to you, okay? All right. It's a mere moment in a man's life between the All-Star game and the old-timers game. It's easier to pick off a fast runner than to pick off a lazy runner. I think because I was confused on this one too, and we were talking about it in the car. So maybe it's like, if you're bold and you play fast, you're more likely to trip than if you're like aloof and dumb and uninterested. Losing feels worse than winning feels good. What a wing eating technique. Well, don't get too ahead of, well, that's what you can do with sweet and heat. Oh, look at you, Shia. In 2015, you released a series of short monologues that were performed on green screen, which have since birthed thousands of parodies and remixes on YouTube of this "just do it" line. Someone who often talks about creativity in all forms, do you have any thoughts about the second life that your art can have on the internet? Do you have a favorite Shia LaBeouf meme? Are memes art? All right, Shia, ready to pop the bottle on the next one? Gotta split them. So in 2016, you did a 5 Fingers of Death freestyle on Sway in the Morning and were dubbed by Sway himself the #1 MC in Hollywood. Right, because it's like the catchphrase or the punchline. That was an adorable. So you've been dubbed the Fit God by Jonah Hill, and just last year, The New Yorker described your personal style as still sexually viable Silver Lake dad crossed with a Chinatown-dwelling, trust-funded art school kid who's never not up for doing psychedelics. And two, the robust collection of t-shirts that you have, which can be anything from, here we have a sports reference or a vintage TV show. I've seen you wear commemorative merch from a motorcycle rally in South Dakota. Is that just you pulling something off the rack because it looks cool? Is that the shape thing? Or are you drawn to it because it represents something that you're into? So what I want to do is show you some of our favorite Shia LaBeouf fit pics from over the year. And I'm sure that in some of them, you'll just be like, you know, I was going to get coffee and I just threw something on, but I imagine some of them are a little bit more important to you. So let me just show you the pictures, see what stands out about them now, this time later. Here you go. I think this is at Sundance. And then the shoes. Next. So you called her bluff on that. And shout out Melissa, who's in the picture. Speaking of looking slick. All right. Well, thus concludes the little walk down memory lane. Are you ready to move on? So this is the Adobo Loco Fire Fire. It's actually the first episode that we're shooting in season 10. So Shia, I'm doing these for the first time right along with you. So when you talk to a craft brewer about Budweiser, right, they might say, it's not for me, but they'll have the utmost respect for the consistency and technical prowess that goes into making it. Does anything about that little beer story resonate with you when you think about the Hollywood blockbuster movie? I once heard you call yourself the fakest method actor. Can you unpackage that? Because I do think it's a term that's maybe thrown around a little bit too much. Right. And on it goes. The Akamiso, ghost pepper from Bravado. Oftentimes we fact check the larger than life mythology surrounding our guests. Well, you're just hitting the water. I think I have this weird habit of mirroring the guest. Nobody has been larger than life mythicized more than Shia LaBeouf. What we'll do is try to set the record straight on some popular Hollywood folktales surrounding Shia LaBeouf. Is it true that at 11 years old, you found your first agent by combing the yellow pages, phoning her up, and pretending to be a British manager of a hot young actor named Shia LaBeouf? During the filming of Fury, is it true that you shaved one of your teeth down below the gum line and stopped showering to remain in character? Did they have to relocate you to another bed and breakfast because of the whole no showering thing? Billionaire, sort of like the Illuminati making the world turn. When Kanye West raided your closet, did he take your Indiana Jones hat? Are the rumors of you knocking out Tom Hardy on the set of Lawless overstated? All right, this is a little crazy. You can see why I was a little conservative, a little surgical with my pour. So as I understand it, you began performing at stand-up comedy clubs when you were 10 years old, describing your style as a 50-year-old mouth on a 10-year-old boy. How did crowds at the Ice House and the Baked Potato, how did they react to a young kid up there? Like, do you think they gave you more leeway because they were like, look at this cute kid chasing his comedy dreams, or did they still heckle you the same way? Same. Are you still on this pop the top? Okay. Oh, there it goes. Dom, yeah, do you have another? It's happened before. Well, we're going through some things over here, you know? We'll call it the Shia push. So, So, at the time of this interview, it's been almost a year to the day since you guys opened the Sloss and Rec Theater Company, experimental theater in downtown LA. After 1 year, what are you most proud of? What's been the biggest challenge? I'm scared to touch anything. You know, it'll burn on your skin. The eye is the worst. Sometimes I just take it on. Like you got some like milk going on. All right, Shia. We're on to the last stop. Top is popped. So this is the last dab, triple X, all the way through. This will go down in history. How are you feeling after this? It's a thick boy. All right, we make this one too. Shia, here we are on the last stop of our spicy wing journey, dabbing every wing along the way, but one thing we've missed is your love of hot dogs. You had this great, in a 2007 Vanity Fair profile where you said, I can't tell you how many hot dogs I've eaten in my life. We had these inventive ways of making them. It looked like Wolfgang Puck, but it was just 2 hot dogs. Can you expound on that? It's a great quote. Like, do you remember some of the more creative ways that you've eaten hot dogs in your life? Is that tear from hot sauce? All right, well, you heard it from Shia LaBeouf, which means that it's the truth. And look at you, Shia, a changed man, baptized by hot sauce. I had a blast. Hope a guest does not suggest that we do that again. Now there's nothing left to do but roll out the red carpet for you, Shia LaBeouf. This camera, this camera, this camera. People know what you have going on in your life. Well, thank you, Shia. I'm a big fan as well. Can't wait to watch the movie. Cheers.
Get it through though. Dares it to happen. Oh my God.
Careful there. But I hope it didn't get in, you know? This guy.